house here because the birds are making a lot of noise. Here we are in my great grandparents' house. Wow, it's nostalgic for me to be here. This house was built in the beginning of the previous century. I know that the father of my great-grandfather has come to this place and built house, but not one that was taken down and then this one was built. This house is pretty old. It's at least 70 years old. My grandmother was born here with her brother. They spent their lives here. My great-grandparents spent their lives here, and even my parents and we spent a lot of time here, especially here in this small kitchen. We used to gather a lot for birthdays and Christmas and Easter and all kinds of celebrations, and it still stands, although not in the greatest condition. And the thing is that this house, although it's a bit broken down and not in the greatest condition right now, it's still like very clean. I don't know how to describe it, but it's probably the only house that I've been to that hasn't been cleaned in probably 10 years, and it just feels so fresh inside here. It's a bit strange but fascinating at the same time. But that's not so surprising since it's made out of a mixture of clay, sand, or grass. People here made it themselves. The father of my great-grandfather made it together with the other people that came to this place, since they were fleeing from Turkey during the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, during the Balkan Wars, which was in the beginning of the last century. And so they had to flee from there, and they came to the border of Turkey and Bulgaria. And they came eventually to this place in Burgas. At the beginning they didn't have anywhere to stay, and for about 2 or 3 years they were placed in a kind of a camp, and they had temporary places where they could stay, which they even made themselves. And eventually when they came to this place and they were prepared to settle down, they started building their houses. In the beginning they were thinking that they would eventually go back to their homes, but they didn't. Some families even lost their gold there, since they had some gold in the garden that was hidden and stuff like that. And so some of them were placed in some places near Burgas, others were placed in other cities, and the father of my great-grandfather came to this place together with a few other families. And so they started making their own houses with their own hands, having nothing else, just themselves and all the necessities. As I mentioned, we are in the kitchen slash living room area right now, which is not that big. It's probably 15 square meters, and over there it's the cooking area. Apart of that, we have 2 bedrooms, and the bathroom as well as the toilet is outside. And this is something very typical for those houses that were built during this time. The bathroom was normally outside, as well as the toilet. And we will go through each room. I will show you around. I'm not sure if I will organize or clean right now, since I have to ask my parents for most of the stuff, but I can at least start showing you things. So when we come inside, we have this little carpet which leads to the cooking area, and we have the living room area right here. We have those chairs with this table, which are from probably from the 80s or maybe even before, from the 70s. Those are really sturdy chairs. And as you can see, they are still standing almost as they were bought. And this table is something that most of the houses here have. This, you just open the table like that, but there's a part right here underneath which goes in between those two pieces, and that way you can have more guests since the table will be much bigger. And then we have the sofa, which looks like this. This is the original design of it, and I think you can also put things underneath, but I'm not going to try that right now. And it's also really sturdy, and they usually cover this like that when no one is sitting there or sleeping there. And this is just a little mess here. And the windows, this is something that I really love about this place. The windows are small and lovely and made out of wood, and that's how they look like. You can open it this way. This thing hasn't been opened in years, so let me see. Yes. And I remember when I was passing by here, my grandmother would be lying down or sitting here looking at the TV, and she would just see me passing by, and we would greet each other. Since the house is not that high, and there's the dog right here. There we have the calendar, which is something necessary, and as you can see, it's from 2019. And the TV, it's pretty old. It's not that old. They had even an older TV, but they switched to this one in the end. And of course, here will be the best set of glasses or dishes, which will never be used except for weddings or very special occasions. And it's a bit messy here right now. That's something my brother was trying to make. A box here from my great grandparents. Some books, notebooks, and here we have some towels and some bed sheets, bed linen. Even the dog can hear that. And underneath there's some extra carpets and towels. Is that towels? Curtains probably. And this side we have another cover for the sofa, and again some things for the bed. And in those some random stuff in here, scissors, things for sewing, more stuff for sewing. And that was really tricky, since my great grandmother and grandmother have all their sewing stuff inside a box of chocolate, and you would always go looking for chocolates in here and you would never find it. notebook from 2002. And here we have some cotton towels and some napkins. And under here, all right, and some bed stuff underneath as well. And both my great-grandparents and grandparents would have a bunch of extra stuff for the bed and towels as well that would never be used. And until this day, they are just staying here and no one uses them. And we have her little watch here. My great-grandma's watch. And some other stuff, an icon which you can also see in probably every Bulgarian house, and some plastic flowers. And that's how it looks from this side. That's where we came from. That's just another chair, and we have one bedroom here and one bedroom here. There's no electricity in there right now, but we can try to go in there. So let's get into the cooking area first, following the carpet here. And that's how it looks like. And I see that my parents have taken away the fireplace, which was placed here. And it was a very old fireplace, which was made of iron. And it was placed here and went up to the chimney. And then we had the sink here with this very cute thing, which just says that this side is for the hands, face, dishes and glasses. I have some other things that they could hang their kitchen stuff on. And the sink, which I believe still has some water, right? Yep. And here was just a little area where you could place the washed dishes and this lovely teapot. And up there we have some dishes and some cups, black pepper and baking soda, I believe, and some tea. Wow, yes, that's tea. And that's some seeds, dry seeds, salt and coffee. What is that? It says Devisil. I don't know what that is. And some other stuff up there. And underneath we have some oil, sunflower oil, and some other stuff for the kitchen. Some spider webs as well. A little shelf which is made out of some kind of metal with some useful stuff on it. Oh, that's just a watercolor. Should be for my cousin. And that's the other sofa. And my great-grandfather used to sleep here since it was warm and very comfortable in here, especially during the winter. And the thing is that the fireplace was so little, but when you came inside, even when it was winter and really cold, it was really hot here, and they didn't even use so much wood to keep the fireplace. We have the stove here, which is a post-Soviet stove as well. I remember this. and it was still working when my grandfather was using that. And some grill, how you call that, barbecue. It's something very typical since we make a lot of meatballs and fish as well on the barbecue. And here we have some stuff left, a microwave and some other kitchen stuff, cooking stuff. And then we have this lamp which works on gas. And there was another small table here which they were using to dry some fruit. And there we have the lovely windows again. And you can see that the ceiling is starting to fall down, and that should be fixed somehow. But for the moment it still holds very well. And then we can move on to the first bedroom. And that's how it looks like. This bedroom was just for this big bed and some shelves here, as well as the wardrobe. Now there's some extra stuff, and we have those carpets. And to this side we have the other chair from the kitchen, and then these shelves and this amazing hanger, wooden hanger. And in here they used to have, well, there is some glasses in here and some stuff here, but it used to be filled with special occasion cups and glasses as well, which were never touched. And now you can find some books in here, some stuff that my cousin left here, and again some dried things, which I should ask my mother what those are. Oh, this one is chubritsa, and it's a very usual herb that you can use on soups and other Bulgarian dishes. And we have some in here as well. And I love those knives. For some reason, when I use those knives, it's always more efficient than any other knife. And then we have those cups and glasses in here. And that's just some honey. Wow. No, it's not. It's just an empty jar. And in here we have some random stuff again. Yeah, I'm not going to look through that. And we have a few instruments and some things in here. And here we have some more instruments. And some more kitchen stuff. And down here, some cups and dishes, some more. And in this that I cannot open, we just have some more kitchen stuff in here. And down here, some extra bed stuff. And in here, let me open this. We have some more towels, curtains, carpets, and things for the bed. And another hanger right there. And another window which faces the backyard. A little bed shelf, and I already know there's nothing in here because I found photos before and I've taken care of those already. There's a jacket here which my brother left, and that's my great grandpa's sheer jacket, and that's how it looks like. And to the other side we had some other photos as well, which I've taken care of already, and that's just the wheelchair of my grandpa. And then we go to the big wardrobe. Alright, it's difficult to hold those, but we have some of my grandma's and great-grandma's clothes in here, and we have some jackets and coats in here, and there should be my great-grandpa's coats in here as well. And we have some more blankets, bed sheets. This house is just full of bed sheets basically, and some more bed stuff, and those are just cushions for the chairs. And I will go through some clothes in here. Yeah, it's cotton actually. The thing is that those kind of clothes which are old, and they are from like the 70s or 80s, even if they are polyester, they are just different. They just hold very long for some reason, and I will just go through them and see what can be donated and what can be taken by me and what needs to be thrown away. Alright, it doesn't go this way. I hope I can move you here. Those were even produced here. This one is from Kappa, which is a Swedish brand. And the thing is that a lot of second-hand clothes come here from Sweden. So you can find a lot of Swedish brands second-hand here. My grandma, she liked dressing up when she went to the city, since this area was a village before. Now it's a part of the city of Burgas. But anyway, she dressed up when she went to the city to be representative and showing that she has good manners and she's brought up in a good way. And she always put either a red lipstick or very pink. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, she hit herself. Oh. She's just so weird. Nee. The thing is that the bed smells weird. Nee. Haydi Peggy, 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 Peggy. We're going to wash all those things anyways, so she may look around. You can even hear the crunchy sound of the elastic since it's so old. Another skirt. This is so cute. It's just a yellow waistcoat. That's just another skirt for her costume outfit for going to the city. And that's another one in dark blue. Oh, those are her other skirts. A white one and the gray one. All of that she was using when she was working as well. And some trousers. And those are just more home clothes and more casual clothes. Pajamas. This looks interesting as well. I think it's some flowers on it. Some trousers with the crunchy sound of the elastic band. A basic black cardigan. I think this is done by hand. Yeah, it is. And it's probably my great-grandma's. Although it's not in wool. Someone put their thought and energy in that. Now that's really heavy. That's just a skirt for the winter. And here we have some other skirts. And I will just put all those clothes back here. It's becoming a lot. And the thing is that during this time, they were just buying clothes for any occasion and as well as following just the trend of the time. My grandfather, when he was old already, he was just saying that he wears anyway the same clothes every day, and he has a wardrobe full of clothes that he never wears, and it's just pointless to have so much. But they did anyway. My great-grandparents did so, my grandparents did that way, and everything is still staying here. I don't think I will go through all of that. Oh, we have a taekwondo. It's just too much to go through. We have some clothes of my cousin here. We have some jeans of my great-grandpa. Those pads on the shoulder. Look at that. Oh, that was one of her gardening clothes, which I'm going to keep up here. Look at that. It has some small embroideries. Funky skirt. And that was like exactly when the polyester came. and became trendy, so everyone started buying it. And most of the clothes here are polyester as well. And pink jeans. And that's just a set of shorts with a top. That's also done by hand. A skirt. And another small skirt. And another skirt. And another skirt. Oh, that's mine. I was wearing that when I was like 7. Unfortunately, I cannot come inside it anymore. Oh, that's a coat. It has the padding on the shoulders as well, but it's a very interesting pattern on it. I don't know if you can see that. Yep. And that's a cardigan, which is done by hand as well. And it's a bit heavy. You can see it's thicker than usual. And that's another blazer, which also has the padding on the shoulder. And what we have left is just a blanket to cover the sofa. But that was it from this side, and I'm just leaving all of that in here. I should speak with my parents and that will be donated somewhere, not in the nearest future, but it will be staying here. The thing with donating is that you don't know where the clothes will end up. It's always nice to know that someone else needs them, wants them, and will use them, and they will not be thrown away somewhere. And that's what I'm going to go through and see what I'm going to keep. And then we have this side here. We have some jackets and blazers. It's just some winter blazer. It has some interesting pattern of blue and brown. Some black winter jackets. My grandma's pajamas, or not pajamas, but something that she would wear inside. Another coat, and underneath there is some, it's corduroy. It's really nice, and a beige one. Oh, yep, this was plastic, and you can see because it's just ruined. And that's how it is with plastic. It may last for 10 or 20 years, but then it falls apart. And this is just her costumes, her tops. I just don't manage going through all of that. So that will be the last one. That's her winter jacket. So I'll just leave that there. And continuing to the last bedroom. Oh my god. Which is in here. I think there's no electricity in here as well. I'm going to try. This is just so beautiful as well. Oh, we have it. I think that was really beautiful as well. It's something that there is in the other house that my grandpa built. Just a kind of a design on the ceiling. And this was the bed. One of the beds. And there's some things that my parents put in here, which should be thrown away. Oh, that's the old heating, which we used until probably 10 years ago, or maybe 15, and it was working all this time. That's my brother's stuff, and some more things from my cousin, and probably from me when I was little. Oh, we had those chairs as well, which just open like this, and we used those when we were gathering in the family. And unfortunately you cannot sit at the bed, but it just looks the same way. And there used to be a small table here with a mirror, but I think that's the mirror upstairs in my room. And yeah, we also have something here, which is where you put alcohol or wine. It just says grapes, and it's from 2012, and it will stay a while in here. Then we have this wardrobe there. My skirt from all the spider webs. And yep, it's full from the bottom to the top, and that should be my great-grandparents' clothes. And we have some more tops in here, some costumes and jackets, and I will just not go through all of that now. It's just too much for me. This side of the wardrobe, and it has all kinds of tops, shirts, t-shirts, and on this side we have my great-grandpa's cardigan and a shirt. That's a really nice shirt actually, and some more shirts and a costume and some other costumes that are covered, some stuff for the summer, some other stuff for the summer, some pants, some more shirts, and on this side a jacket and another jacket and some stuff of my great-grandmother. So yeah, and some stuff over here, just some tops and some socks for home. And grandmothers make those themselves, and this is also something really typical. You can see every grandma with those, and they make those as well. All of that is just handmade. We just leave those things in here, and yeah, not much to see in here. And so that was all of the house, and we can go outside. And you can also have a view of the street from here. And there is one thing here, I don't know if you can see, that was just used for the shoes. They used to put their shoes inside, and that's how it looks from inside. And this is their entrance from the street, and you can find that if not all of the houses, most of the houses have a kind of a fence or something that separates the house from the street. And there is the dog's house in here. We have 2 cypress trees near the front door, and they are really high. And that was something people did before, to plant trees. I think not only cypress trees, but it was connected with the tradition and the beliefs of the people. And these are the 2 cypress trees in this area, which are so high like this, and you can even see them from far away and just know that they are here. And they had some flowers in here. Now there's not that. There was a rose in there which I tried to eat when I was little, and that's how it looks from this side. There's some small design on the wall. And if we continue here, this little path leads us to the grapes. There is a hazelnut here and another one here, and this is the walnut tree which I used to climb all the time. And here on the back we had some chickens before. That was like the separation there. Continue from here. Alright, she did steal already something from there, and she's proud of it. Anyways, that's the outside of the house, and there's the small chimney there, and we have some grapes still growing. And we continue along the kitchen. There was the kitchen here. So, and we have the outside sink, which we use for the garden. And yeah, then we continue towards this side. And if you remember, we had the bedroom in here, and so we have this small house continuing all the way until there. And if you enter this room, I managed to open this, and yeah, you can see the roof will not hold so long. This was used for a summer kitchen, and this was the sink. And my great-grandparents spent a lot of time here as well. And there was a sofa right there where you could sit. And there was a wardrobe in here. She's just curious because she's never seen this. Never been inside here. And yeah, it's probably hard to imagine since there's so much going on in here right now. But yeah, it was just a simple building that was made with the intention to be used during the summer. And a part of that, we had this room as well. Don't really know what it was used for before that, but probably a room for like fixing things. And there is really nothing inside right now. Some instruments in here, and yeah, and a lot of spider webs. And yeah, we used to store some things here as well. And we continue over here, and we have the toilet and the bathroom. Or maybe the toilet was here, I don't remember. Yeah, this was the bathroom actually. And that's the heater which heats up the water. We have the bathroom here. We used to use this bathroom in the summer, me and my brother, because water is stored on top of this small building, and there was no need for the water to be heated during the summer, since it just stays outside, it becomes warm enough, and we will just shower in here. And not much going on in here. There is just a shower and the heater. And we have the toilet over there. Let me see if I can come in. And that's how it looks like. And a giant spider over there. It's just a small room with a toilet seat. And although it's made out of bricks and some concrete, it's still pretty fine. Probably needs some renovation, but yeah. There's this thing that holds the toilet paper. And we close that. And we can move on over here. And that is just a storage room. You can see that it stores a lot of things, which I even don't know what they are. A broken bicycle, a part of the fireplace. We had those fireplaces inside the big house, and we had 3 of them. And that's just an old heater and some more instruments my grandpa used. A ladder and yeah, some other random stuff in here. And we also kept some things for the animals. And on the outside we have also things, pipes and whatnot. And over there we have some things that are stored, potatoes and garlic and onions. They are just over here. And some more instruments, garden stuff. And before we had this small entrance there, which led us to like the back side of this small building. And we had the chickens there. They went out there. And we had this fireplace, like an outside fireplace with this giant thing. And we cooked jars here inside so that they can be sealed. And there we have the other entrance, which was the place of the chicken. And we had chicken here. Now we have some other stuff in here. Here we had the pigs before, and now since it's forbidden to have animals, we just have no choice but not to have any animals. And yeah, that was pretty much it. So that was my great-grandparents' house. And you can find a lot of those houses today in Bulgaria. And I hope that you could get a glimpse of how the life was here before. Thank you for staying here once again, and see you next time.